the right survivor. And here he is with the sculptor. I would have guessed he would choose the sculptor right here, especially because she's really efficient in this map, Siora. So you want to start it off?
Definitely, and Corona already spotting out Sintais in the very early stages and forced to use the owl very early. But you know what? I think there's no room for hesitations at this point, because the more time that you are able to do in containing Corona here, the better. So that's going to be a hit here for that statue. So that was a very quick knockdown for Corona.
Indeed, and that would place the survivors at a bit of a disadvantage here. But I'm looking at the Cypher progress. It's pretty decent, and they could choose to rescue him before or after half. So let's see, Shao Kahn being the nearest survivor here might be doing the save. But do notice that Kuridona is on his shovel and will be rescuing the Seer hopefully before half. And there we have it. That was a nice save, but Corona was able to get in that hit there.
Notice how Corona basically wait for the right time before Sintais goes in towards his way to get that last effort poppin'. So that was actually good discipline for Corona right here. For the side of Credona, however, that was a pretty good save. Again, it bought a certain amount of time for the other members to basically go and decode. So that's 2 ciphers down, but right now Corona will be sealing the deal here for Sintais. Although he is still half, there is still time for that 99% save here in terms of the countdown. So it could still be possible. So the chisel here, or the CCTV that we would like to call it, will be spotting out Zhao Kahn. So Zhao Kahn is just making, at least trying to delay or try to make his presence known here, just so that there will be given time for the others to decode. So it's 2 ciphers down. Sintais is going to be secured here. So at least in hindsight, I think Corona would just like to secure as much survivors as possible.
I also seem to notice that he purposely uses the chisel to make it appear like he's looking elsewhere when he also has his eyes on the shared survivor. So now here is his next target, probably Wolfie. We don't know. Corona. I do know that Corona has a knack for chasing mercenaries early in the game, and so to see him invest on this mercenary is no surprise. So, okay, so we have 8
ports. So, you know, he needs to basically work on that. But right now, Corona spots out the Wolfie.
That's it, and we're back to the match. Corona using teleport, and you were right, Ziora. He really would go for the Gravekeeper, and that was such a nicely timed hit, because right now the Gravekeeper is left with no resources and should contain him on pure skill alone. Wow, another chip damage right there. It'll just take one more hit to down Kuridona right here, but leaving the other 2 teammates to decode. Look at these ciphers, 2 almost done, 1 already being decoded, and now there's just 1 more cipher remaining. It's just gonna take a nice rescue from Zhao Kahn at this point, and that timely pop for whoever will be at the cipher, which at this moment is now Wolfie.
Okay, so this is a similar case from the previous matches that we've witnessed, right? So here, this is quite of a pinch for the side of IVS. Why? Because Gravekeeper is already down. That's gonna be a hit, but take note, they shouldn't be, consistent with 1 cipher alone, because if they keep investing on that, Corona will eventually guard that said cipher. So look at this beautiful magnet by Zhao Kahn. So this is also the thing that they have to be worried. And that's another one, you know what? And that's gonna be a 3rd potentially. Okay.
Oh gosh. Zhao Kahn is on fire with this, and that cipher has already been popped, and now Corona must chase after Zhao Kahn here, who will try to buy enough time as much as he can for his 2 other teammates to get out through the gate. And he also finds that the dungeon is not here, so now he has to relocate just to find that dungeon. Meanwhile, the 2 other survivors, Sintais and Wolfie, are already at the red carpet area opening that gate. And Corona is just being kept busy here by Zhao Kahn. Amazing coordination here, Ziora.
Definitely. If I'm not mistaken, does Corone have detention? I assume as much, yeah, but okay.
Yes,
so
he does.
Corone is on his way to go in and try to catch Zhao Khan. That's going to be a successful knockdown here. So it's going to be a tie at this moment, Kahel. So this is actually, not a bad
good
start for both sides of the team.
We're off to a good start, I think.
The support and the utilities, they want to emphasize on that for the side of CTS. And of course, Pencil no Bully, because there's no ban space here for survivors into the first round. Oh, that was a very early flare gun. I wasn't even able to finish my sentence, but there you are, early stage. But look at that! Mamamo already caught in the very early seconds of the game.
That was a very logical use of the flare gun right there, but it looks like Pencil was really, she was quite prepared for that and has prepared to bring a patroller to secure that early down, which puts the survivors at a bit of a disadvantage. However, we do have a safe mechanic out there roaming the map, so we know for a fact that she will be able to do her decoding safely. So let's see how this plays out, especially because Pencil no Bully has already spotted the priestess here inside the church.
And this is actually a quite good of a momentum for Pencil no Bully at this moment. So right now, coordinator is going to be staying. I think the patroller here will be spotting out Psycho, who tries to attempt to go for the save, to say the least. So because of that patroller, we'll be sealed in. We'll be spotting out Bloom here, who tried to be sneaky here. That was actually a good job, but the fact that Pencil no Bully was able to spot them out, that's an interesting feat.
It is, and look at how she's spreading herself so thin across the map here. She is defending Mamamo in that chair, who has now returned to the manor because of that amazing defense. Wow, she was just all over the place, really guarding all the paths towards the graveyard, and now she will be chasing Bloom, the priestess here, who has already been hit once and will only take one more to be down. And look here, we have only one cipher popped at the moment, and two to three already almost done. Let's see how this plays out.
Definitely. So right now, Psycho here is basically trying to buy some time for the other members, because with coordinator not being present at this time. Oh, so he managed to basically deny that corner that Pencil no Bully was attempting here. So that's a pretty good job for Psycho here. So despite coordinator being taken down, it was basically compensated by Psycho, because two ciphers already down. So this is a good job for Chewy in using that mechanic right here to do basically his job. And right now, Pencil no Bully goes for the blink and takes the hit.
That was really good, but although the cipher rush has been put into place, this is amazing, because Pencil no Bully giving no time for these survivors to take out their followers, and that is how he was able to down Bloom in mid-game. And now we have one cipher that has one last cipher that has barely been decoded. 11% progress right there. This puts the survivors in a bit of a tight situation here, but do know that the mechanic still hasn't been located, so they can still turn this around, especially if Psycho is able to pull off some nice stunts there or supports.
And so again, Psycho, despite that blink was missed, but the last effort is going to be procced here. So one cipher is remaining, as you mentioned. So the last cipher is a bit too far off to be popped just yet, but I guess this could also be a good opportunity for CTS to let's say iPsycho here will go for the self-heal, but they need to remove the leeches. But you know what, that heal is going to be denied right here. I think Pencil no Bully heard me, and we'll just put iPsycho in a rocket chair, he says.
That's right, but looks like he dropped iPsycho there for a minute just to put some pressure on these last remaining ciphers. Somebody has started another one just in case, but it looks like that last cipher that Pencil No Bully needs to defend. Oh wow! iPsycho. Oh. That happened so fast, Sayora. Talk to me. What did you see just there?
So basically, the gameplay for Pencil No Bully here is to get the puppets closer in range because the struggle, he already predicted that it was going to happen sooner or later. So the best thing you'd want to do is to basically secure that knockdown. Excuse me.
Exactly. And also defend iPsycho from getting rescued. And looking good so far for Pencil No Bully here because both survivors are at half health. It'll be hard to rescue at this state. So I really wonder what they're planning to do at this point, especially because actually, if they time this correctly, they may just be able to pop that last cipher with 53% progress on that. And we do know that the forward has a slow chair time. They might be able to buy enough time. What do you think, Sayora?
This is a bit difficult for the side of CTS because basically Pencil No Bully already had his map presence around the map. So it's going to give them a hard time. Forcing the save is not going to make it at this point because right now forward went back to the manor. Two survivors remaining, both of them are incapacitated, and Pencil No Bully already has their eye on them. So it's just a matter of the puppets, closing in the gap in towards their area. Unless either one of them creates an opening or a good transition to one turning to another, one would be buying some time and the other could potentially at least continue that remaining cipher. Although, again, the chances are starting to be a bit slim here, but of course I'm still hoping for that miracle play that can come from CTS.
Exactly, especially because Pencil No Bully is just on point with this. Take note, he's got a follower guarding that last cipher at the... Oh! Wow, that was such a nicely timed blink right there. So now it's gonna be up to Chewy to try to make up for this. I wonder what his next plan of action is going to be. Right now, it's just a race to the dungeon at best.
Race to the dungeon, but Pencil No Bully once again has already caught sight of that said dungeon here. So he will be picking up the priestess so that Chewy is forced to either go for the rescue or because if not, Chewy here, it's really risky to go for the rescue. Oh, that was a very nice block though. Wanted just to deny that blink hit coming in. And the magic wand as well. Oh no.
Yes, but she did a slow vault right there, and that is how the follower was able to catch up with that vault and pull off that terror shock. And Mechanic is now down, so all Pencil has to do is to chair the survivor, and it'll be a 4-man kill on the part of Pencil No Bully. Wow, this gameplay is just on point. Flawless hunter skills right there. 4 kills, yo. Definitely. I was about to predict that Pencil No Bully would take out the Bloody Queen, especially in this map. She has just amazing. Oh wow! Okay, so Pencil No Bully has located the robot and has now uncovered the location of Chewy using the mechanic right here. So that was a nice display of hunter sense right there.
Sometimes it makes me wonder how Pencil manages to spot it out so easily, but then I realize, there's this thing we called spawn points, right? So that's the thing. So you mentioned that Mechanic's robot was already spot on. Chewy's location is already discovered, and with that mirror here, Bloody Queen can cover a lot of gaps, and with that gap, we see Chewy being knocked down in the early stages of our game.
This is definitely gonna put the survivors at a tight situation, especially because Chewy laid down the rest of his robot already, he has no more robot to work with, and that is why at this point I would assume that the survivors might decide not to rescue her at all. But look at Bloom here. Looks like she's got something up her sleeve. Looks like she's gonna be forced to rescue. Oh wow, nice juke right there. And Chewie has been rescued. How is this gonna play out?
Another cornered in with the help of the mirrors here by Pencil No Bully, and Chewie, I guess at this point, can just buy an ample amount of time to go far way into our map so that the others can focus on decoding. So if you notice the transition of Chewie coming in from the factory, at least into this very end, to at least let two ciphers pop here, and that's basically the case here. So at least by Chewie containing Pencil No Bully, again the cipher rush of CTS is really real at this point.
That's right. Also, I believe that the survivors will now be sacrificing Chewie here, especially because she has no more robots. But look, I see Mamamo. I see Mamamo right here. Do you think he's gonna make it, Ziora?
Mamamo will definitely make it. Yes, it is basically worth the same because the tide turner again, para kay Mamamo. Oh, there you go. I already spoke in Filipino. There you go. But you know what? The last effort is still going to connect to Chewie here. So at least Mamamo tried his best to go for that save. But that was a beautiful pallet stun. Again, buying a lot of time for the members. Because look, even though that was the last effort from Chewie, the pallet stun though, it was really, really good. So it will be giving enough time for at least Bloom to find those passwords, and as well for the other members. So reckoning this, because Mechanic already went in towards the manor, Mamamo could try to create a diversion play, but at the same time he's not the ideal target for a hunter, so he might go for either the coordinator or the explorer.
That's if she finds the explorer, but it looks like, as you've said, Mamamo is here buying as much time as he can. Takes that hit to create some distance, and also capitalizing on that delayed damage right there. Wow, and that nice use of elbow pads right there. But Pencil No Bully is just on point with all this. She knows how to place those mirrors. We'll be leaving him alone for the moment because he really wants to place pressure on these ciphers, and there are hardly any progress. Well, there is some decent progress, and they may be able to work with this, but really it all depends on Bloom being able to locate those passwords.
And yeah, because again of Bloody Queen having these mirrors, it basically closes the gap that that can come from here. So she can basically go around the map and go back to it. So spots out the explorer, as you mentioned here. So right now Bloom is in the kiting duty in here. So luckily that there are terrains to work with. But no! The hit range, the hitbox is still enough to take Bloom down, but it was enough for Mamamo to basically self-heal in the process.
Oh, wow. That was a perfect placement of that water mirror right there, and now they will be double down. Mercenary again will not be able to heal from this, so really it's gonna be up to the coordinator, Psycho, to turn this around. I wonder what he will decide to do.
Yes, this skin specifically for Bloody Queen reminds me of the Belladonna trailer. But anyway, going back here, that's gonna be a hit for Psycho, enough to go for the save, to say the least. But that's gonna be a mirror once again, not going to take the hit. So that's a good job for Psycho. Uses the flare gun to add distance. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful indeed, and Psycho, I appreciate that discipline that he displayed there, especially because top tier hunters like Pencil definitely know how to avoid those hits. But for him to put in that flare gun hit really speaks volumes about his capacity. Oh wow, Explorer is now down, but do note that they were able to pick up his his password page, and that is why one cipher is almost done, and they still have time to actually turn this around and maybe secure a tie. That's if Mamamo will come for the rescue.
And that is actually a pretty good job. But here we do see Pencil No Bully really trying his best to close up the gap. At the same time, not going too far for Bloom. So I guess he really wants to secure the Explorer here. And look at this. Mamo tries to go for taking the hit. Goes for the save with the 99% countdown still at play.
Yes.
So basically, Mamamo here is trying to create space so that Bloom can escape. Because Bloom, if he's seated once again in the rocket chair, that's going to be difficult. But look at that. The cipher's been popped already. But Pencil No Bully has detention and will be taking down Mercenary.
So it's up to them now, especially because Mamamo will not be able to heal from this anymore. So it's just gonna be one person out the gate. That is the best case scenario right here. Pencil No Bully giving no time to the survivors and just being present in being omnipresent in this small map. But look at Bloom. Look at Bloom right there. Looks like she's trying to sneak in a heal.
Oh.
I wonder.
But the teleport here coming in from Pencil No Bully spots out the coordinator, so a heal could be possible. But let's see, that was a beautiful pallet stun by iPsycho. They can still turn this around for the side of CTS right here. It's just a matter of timing at this point. So they were able to they're actually gaining close in towards that other side of the gate. Psycho here doing some Psycho things, but will be taking a hit by Pencil No Bully.
I wonder if Bloom will be going around again for another rescue of iPsycho. This could be a possible scenario depending on whether or not that gate has already been opened at 60% and counting. Will Pencil make it, or will this be a tie?
Actually, it could be a tie at this point. I mean, they have to force it because rescuing the coordinator at that point is pretty risky. Because although that the perfumer isn't in like your priority list in terms of meta, the fact that perfumer is also in situational cases really handy to use, like this one, this really could bring new heights towards our game. But you know what, it's still a matter of performance, or how they are able to place the perfumes in a good timing. And for Korone, it's a matter of his patience, you know. If his call that the perfumer will use this or just use it as a diversion, you know, can also come into play here. So Korone was on his way to the factory, but a sudden change of target.
Indeed, it looks like he has a primary target, and seeing that it's not maybe the perfumer, he decides to leave them alone. And here finally he sees her at the ruins transitioning towards the shack. It looks like Korone's got his eyes on the perfumer and will now try to chase her. It looks like they've seen this coming, and that's why I'm starting to understand why they picked the perfumer for this. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a nice juke right there, but was not exactly... Oh, nice bait of perfume, creating distance between herself and Korone, who will now try to continue the chase. Siora, this is exciting. I think Korone's got his work cut out for him.
Alright, so Sintai's really read the book right here. So he did the first by juking out the perfume, and the second one he didn't. But Korone was able to close up the gap and still, you know, inflict a hit against Sintai. So Sintai's here will be doing some huge amount of work. But in retrospect, we do see at the other side of the spectrum, the other members of IVS are going to decode the ciphers, but with the help of that strings, Korone was able to finally get Sintai.
That's right. But look at the cipher progress. Almost 3 ciphers done, which is amazing because excitement right there. A nicely timed trade right there, and he will not be stunned by the forward and will continue the chase for the perfumer. It's actually amazing how the rescuers were able to achieve this much cipher progress, but if Corone is able to down the perfumer, wow, amazing kite right there, making use of this terrain effectively and transitioning to buy time. Wow, a nice evasion of the notes right there, but of course Corone eventually catches up with her and will chair her a second time. Again, we're starting to see the debuff on the decoding here, given that it's a purely rescuer. It's a team composed of rescuers who need to continue with this decoding. So how do you think this is going to play out? But I do think that this cipher progress is looking good.
It is looking good because they were able to do the cipher rush as anticipated. So he will be taking 2 hits from that note, but that was a successful save by Wolfie. So again, body blocking here. Wolfie as he tries, but the last effort still going to be procced out in here. So that's a job well done for Corone. So basically, Sintais is going to try to go in a far-off place while Wolfie here will be the one to be the next to buy some time. Oh, that was actually nice. That was almost a pallet stun, but... Oh! Again, Corone making wonders here as he captures Sintais and, incapacitates Mercenary in the process as well. And that's going... back to the manor for Sintais here, and I guess his next target could be the forward, but he first spots out the Mercenary.
That cipher has already been popped. They took advantage of that distance that Wolfie was able to create in between himself and Corone. Okay, that was a fantastic job dodging those notes, and now he will continue to buy time, especially because the dungeon is here. I wonder if he's gonna come around for it, especially because the forward and the Gravekeeper are already making their way towards. Oh my gosh! Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it in time? Oh, Corone was able to catch him just before he was able to crawl out of the dungeon, and that's this.
They are serious! Pencil no bully to lock in Geisha, our mama. I have missed you. Now this is really getting me excited right now, Kahel. It's been a while since we last seen the Geisha Soken. There is a pros and cons for this.
Wow.
You mentioned that mobility. And you know what? A Geisha has this right now, but Chewy, beautiful palette stun back there.
This is actually the best scenario to watch, Geisha finding a female dancer, especially with her kiting potential of the Geisha with those music boxes. And here is Chewy just putting in the work there. Oh, wow. Was not able to pull off that pallet stun, but still using all of her music boxes and securing that nice pallet stun right there. Chewy will now have to transition towards, again, the corner house to make use of this pallet as best as she can, buying time for the survivors. And take note, she hasn't sustained any damage yet, so this is a really good containment on the side of Chewy here, and nice support from Zenedine as well, Ziora.
Definitely, and this is a very early teleport for Pencil no Bully, but then again, Chewy also used the remaining music box that he had. But look at this! This is forcing Pencil no Bully to change target because Chewy really did a good job in containing our Geisha here. So going in towards Zenedine right here, in towards the corner house, as you mentioned. So that's gonna be a hit, but you know what? Ooh! That is a knockdown to come in from Pencil no Bully. Pencil no Bully was able to spot out if I'm not saying that was a mercenary, but of course first Pencil no Bully goes and takes Zenedine into the rocket chair, but stunned by Ice Psycho.
Actually, she dropped Seer right in the nick of time, expecting that stun, which is really a good decision on the part of Pencil no Bully here. But it looks like Ice Cycle won't be able to pull off a stun at this point. Who knows? He might be able to circle around to pull off the rescue of the year. But looks like he'll be investing more time on containing the geisha. And Pencil No Bully not camping. This is actually amazing. And look at how she's able to down not just the forward but also the seer. This is amazing. That was an amazing kite from Chewy at first, but Pencil was able to recover from that, and that is amazing, Siora.
Definitely, and we're already down to 3 ciphers remaining, so far so good in terms of containment. Good job to CTS, but I like it how Pencil No Bully changes its scores in terms of placing Psycho, because it's in an open area, so you don't have much of terrains to work with. Because if Pencil were to place it in towards the middle side, that's going to be a pretty difficult area to go in. So that's going to be a knockdown for Pencil No Bully in here.
That was actually a great move on the part of Pencil No Bully, and now he might just I thought he might be able to secure a hit on the female dancer, but Chewy, being the top female dancer, is definitely giving her the time of day with this. Now Pencil will have to chair the forward before he heals up, and 2 ciphers remaining. Looking good so far here, Siora.
Definitely, this is the best case scenario for the survivors right now for CTS, because they were able to take down iPsycho, and Chewy here really being effective with the female dancer. So this could be the pacemakers of Team CTS, but right now Pencil spots out Bloom. That's gonna be a hit right here. So let's see if they can still force out the save, because I think that's where Bloom's going at. So that's gonna be electrocute, but not really gonna stun Pencil. That's gonna be a trade.
That was a nicely timed attack right there, but it looks like Chewy will not be able to rescue the forward iPsycho in time, and so 1 cipher remaining. Some decent progress there. They're just gonna have to wait it out. They need that time to get that cipher going, but Pencil is not camping and is not gonna give them time to finish that last cipher. She knows where that is, and she might just put pressure in there as what she is about to do, I believe, Siora.
Zenedine here injured, but is in a good position to go for the kite. So it's just about basically buying time for Zenedine for Chewy to go for the save. And that's a successful save right here. But Zenedine go with the jukes, and that's going to be another one. But finally Pencil gets the seer down, and let's see how things are going to go. Because the prisoner and Chewy are doing their task, and so basically going for the heal. So Pencil goes up once again and goes back in to where they are. So prisoner was healed, but Chewy has to be very careful at this point.
That's right, because it's Bloom who will be able to pull off a save here. Hopefully, Chewy is left decoding a new cipher because oh wow, that was a nicely timed hit right there, and now Bloom will not be able to pull off a rescue, at least not at this position.
Ooh.
Wow, barely made. Oh, look at Pencil. He's just on fire with this. Chewy is left with no choice but to try to rescue Zenedine from a teleport at that cipher. Oh my goodness, Chewy now has to run for it, make a run for it, just to be able to avoid getting all of them knocked down. Oh wow, Siora, this happened so fast.
The mobility coming in from Pencil No Bully here, and you basically saw the patience that's coming in, and I like it though because CTS is doing a good job with the jukes. It just so happens that Pencil No Bully is anticipating those said jukes. That's why they are being knocked down one by one. So Prisoner was able to self-heal himself. The female dancer here, first time to be seated on the rocket chair. Ooh, I don't know if he can see there, but okay, manages to use Butterfly to close in the gap against Bloom. So we'll be having that pallet destroyed so that there would be no hindrances. Pencil already knows where the dungeon is at. So this is a pretty interesting situation for him, because look at this. Pencil here tries to rotate around, trying to find
Indeed, trying to
Bloom.
find Pencil did notice that tinnitus was active at the corner house area, so he basically has an idea of where the prisoner might come from in his attempt to probably go for the dungeon, which is the remaining best option at this point. Again, like I said, tinnitus in corner house. Pencil no bully knows that the last survivor will be coming from this area, and so will choose now to just guard the dungeon. Just guard the dungeon, because really there's no other option right here unless Bloom actually decodes a whole cipher. It's now a waiting game. Just check out the patience on Pencil no bully here. If you're not gonna show up, I'm gonna wait for you right here. You have nowhere else to go. Nowhere else to go, my friend. Oh, but look at that. Oh,
That was a nice attempt by Bloom here to actually try and electrocute Pencil, but then again, the hitbox was enough to actually take the hit for Bloom. And with that being said, we do see Pencil.
We could expect some flawless outcomes on both sides, doing the best they can to come up with the best scenario. And now here we are at the corner house with Corona scaling the map towards the middle, probably to find Zhao Kan over there decoding just up ahead.
And of course, basically, I think Corona here would at least try and get an idea to where Zhao Kan's rotation is going to be, but I don't think it's a viable target since, of course, Zhao Kan can be a rescuer and kiter, so you might want to go to someone like Sintais here. So again, bomb's going to be played across the floor, trying to at least get some of that chip damage. Early usage of Owl for Sintais, so best case for Corona is to just waste that set time. But look at this! Going to be a hit for Corona here. Good job for him here, and that's gonna be another bombs, and just basically waiting for Sintais to be knocked down right here.
That's right, and that was actually a really nicely connected attack right there with the bomb and the normal attack. So really good job on the side of Corona there, and now he is planting his bombs and not wasting a minute, not kiting, which is pretty interesting given that the Bonbon is such a powerful camper. So somebody, Kiradona is the nearest survivor who might try to go for the save, but we don't know what their decision is going to be at that point, because she seems to be remaining in that area over there. Might not be rescuing Seer in time, if not at all.
I mean, it would be interesting if Corona were to basically bait out one to be gauged by the tram, but you know, Zhao Kan here tries to go for the attempt. We'll be using the bombs right here. Not gonna go for the save just yet. I think he's just waiting for the right time to strike. Okay, the rescue is going to happen right now. So of course, Corona will still focus on Sintais right here. Last effort to be popped.
And I believe that is Sintais' last chair, and he will be going back to the manor after he gets chaired a last time. Oh, did you see that? That was the mind's eye right there. Ziora barely got spotted by Corona, which was a really smart choice. Just not moving there.
Indeed. And you know, like of course, when you're decoding ciphers, they would give away your location, so that was a pretty smart play for Wolfie in the process. So I think, you know, Corona having that hunter instincts will be spotting out Wolfie still, despite the odds. So it's gonna be the bomb here. Not going to chip any damage for Mind's Eye at the moment, but Wolfie here will be doing some work in terms of kiting Corona.
Especially because there are two ciphers remaining. One is more than half done, and the last one is already being worked on. Let's see how a Mind's Eye will be able to fare against Corona's Bonbon. Doing a nice job so far. Haven't sustained any hits just yet. Wow, that was a nicely timed pallet stun, especially on the part of a Mind's Eye, which is just impressive on the part of Wolfie here. I am amazed, Tiora.
Definitely, and of course, Corona here tries to place the bombs as much as possible.
Oh.
That was a good timing for Corona here, bailing out any potential pallets that could have been done by Wolfie. So basically, Corona here is going to place Wolfie in a rocket chair in a bit, but right now, that basically paved way for a cipher rush for the members of IVS.
That's right, one cipher remaining, and all it takes is a nicely timed rescue on the part of Kuridona here, and oh wow! That was a nicely timed terror shock, but because that cipher is primed, Kuridona was able to rescue nonetheless. So now Wolfie will do his very best to try to contain Corona in this area as best as he can, just to be able to give his... Oh, wow, already hit. Okay, 66% on that gate, and it looks like they might just be able to exit both of them, while Wolfie here will be the remaining survivor to go back to the manor.
Yep, and right now look at the bees right here.
Oh, the bees!
Trying to contain, but the teleporter here, not enough to go, and of course that's going to be the tie. And congratulations to IVS. You